In today's video, we're going to take a look at everything you might want to know about Duck Creek Village, Utah, which is a small mountain town located in southern Utah, so you can decide if you might want to live here or possibly have a vacation home here. All right, let's get to it. If this is your first time to this channel, we talk about everything there is to know about living in Cedar City, Utah and the surrounding areas, Duck Creek being one of those surrounding areas. My name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group. If you are looking to buy, sell, or invest here in southern Utah, I would love it if you would reach out. You can find my information up here in the corner or down below in the description. I promise you I will respond. So first off, let's talk about where Duck Creek Village is located. So of course, if you live in southern Utah, you have heard of Duck Creek before, but if you don't live here, this might be new to you. So I want to kind of give you an idea of where Duck Creek is located. Duck Creek Village is located to the east of Cedar City, Utah. Of course, Cedar City is in southern Utah. So if you take a look here, Cedar City is right off of the I-15 in southern Utah. If you take Highway 14 to the east, you are going to land in Duck Creek Village. It will take about 40 to 45 minutes to get up the mountain from Cedar City to Duck Creek Village. Now, as far as in relation to the state of Utah, you can see as I'm pulling out here, we have St. George here in the southwest corner of the state of Utah. Duck Creek is northeast of that. Again, you'll go up the 15 to Cedar City and then up the 14 to Duck Creek. Many people that choose to come up and buy a place in Duck Creek are coming from Las Vegas, believe it or not, because it's really only about a 3-hour drive from Las Vegas to Duck Creek, if you're coming from the center of town in Las Vegas. So you can see here, again, you'll just take the 15 north out of Las Vegas, and then once you get to Cedar City, you are going to take that Highway 14 up, and that is going to take you into Duck Creek Village. So just kind of an idea of where that lands in proximity to some of those larger cities. Now, while we're on the map, I did want to show you a few things really quickly before we jump out of it. Highway 14 goes right through Duck Creek Village. If we zoom in here, this is really your only commercial spot in Duck Creek. This very small strip area where it says Movie Ranch Road. You can see there are a few places to eat along here. I have eaten at Hot Mama's Pizza and Brew. That is actually really good. Also in this area, there are a lot of side-by-side shops where you can actually rent those and go out on the mini trails here in Duck Creek. And then of course, there's also a small market here, which you can go in and get some supplies. Most of your shopping is going to take place in Cedar City before you head up the mountain. There's a Costco in St. George you can hit on your way up. So don't plan on having a whole lot of shopping up here in the village. Now, when I say the village, yes, we drop that pin here for Duck Creek in the middle, but if we span out, Duck Creek is actually taking up a lot of this area here. It's going to include several different subdivisions, including Strawberry Point, Swains Creek. So it's what is bringing people up here. All right, before I dive too deep into Duck Creek Village, I want to go over some of the pros and cons here so you can decide right off the bat if this is some place that you might want to have a home. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people that live up here year-round and they love this mountain living. The majority of Duck Creek Village, though, and the surrounding areas is going to be vacation homes. A lot of those are people that have chosen to have it as a vacation home and then double it as a nightly rental. One of the main reasons people move to Duck Creek or choose to have a home here is the beautiful scenery. When you are driving up Highway 14, the scenery going up to Duck Creek is absolutely beautiful. You don't even realize that you're in the car for 40-45 minutes driving from Cedar City because the scenery is breathtaking. Whether you're driving through the canyon or whether you're overlooking the canyon, it is absolutely beautiful. And once you get on top of the mountain, it is also stunning. Between the pine trees and the quakies, especially when you come in the fall, it is absolutely stunning. So that's going to be probably the number one reason that brings people up to Duck Creek is it's beautiful, just really stunning, breathtaking views. And of course, I tried to grab some footage for you guys, but it just doesn't do it justice. It's going to look different whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, whether it's summer, spring, fall, winter. You're going to get different scenery through there that you are really going to love. So that would be the number one reason people are choosing to have a place in Duck Creek Village. Another reason people choose to live in Duck Creek or have a second home here is the recreational activities. I would say this one is huge. There is access to tons and tons of trails up here. It connects to the Paiute Trail and it will go on for miles and miles and miles. Now with that comes another pro here. It's going to be the weather. If you're coming up from Vegas, and a lot of people from Las Vegas own properties up in Duck Creek, they are coming because they want to escape the heat of Vegas in the summer. The summer months in Duck Creek are absolutely beautiful. It is very cool. You might warm up a little bit during the day, which is probably going to still feel cool if you're coming from Las Vegas. And then the night has a slight little chill where you can put on a sweater, and it's just really a nice escape from that Vegas heat in the summer. Now in the winter, people are also coming up because of the snow. It is a mountain town. It is high in elevation, and so it does get quite a lot of snow in the winter, and those access to side-by-side trails or off-roading trails or four-wheeler trails, dirt bikes, whatever it is you choose to ride, now becomes snowmobiling. And there are a lot of people that come up here to snowmobile. You can see over some of these meadows that are large and open. This is a great place to come in and to ride those recreational vehicles. On top of all of this, there is great camping, hiking, fishing, kayaking. We have Navajo Lake, which is also really kind of considered part of Duck Creek, but you can see it's on the way to Duck Creek. So it's about 10 to 15 minutes west of Duck Creek. It's off Highway 14 as you are heading up the mountain, and it is absolutely beautiful. There are some cabins down in this area. They are going to be more off-grid, so you're looking at septic tanks, hauling in your water, but this really gets you away from the congestion of the big city and gives you a place that you are really off the grid, and it's just beautiful and stunning down here. So these are some of the main pros and why people will choose to come in and have a second home in Duck Creek or even to live up here in Duck Creek. It's quiet, you're away from the congestion of the city, and it is absolutely beautiful and provides you access to so many outdoor recreational activities. Now, there are a few other places in proximity to Duck Creek that make it an ideal location to live or to have that second home. So I want to jump into the map really quick and show you where these places are and why you might want to go here if you choose Duck Creek. So the first one is going to be Brian Head, Utah. Brian Head is a ski resort town, and many people choose to live in Duck Creek because the access to trails, snowmobiling is a little bit easier in Duck Creek, and the drive up is absolutely stunning. However, a lot of people still want access to skiing. So if you are living in Duck Creek, you can take one of these two routes over to Brian Head. So this first one is only going to be about a 33-minute drive. This second one here is about a 40-minute drive. So it's about a 7-minute difference. Now I wanted to show you both because in those winter months, this route here where you take the 14 over to 148, it is actually closed in the winter from November to May. They'll shut off the gate right over here that you would take over to Brian Head. So that pass is shut off in the winter. However, you can see you can still get over to Brian Head to ski within a 40-minute drive. That's something I did want to note because sometimes people are shocked by that. But again, 7 minutes, what is that really? To be able to have the beauty of Duck Creek, but still have access to skiing over in Brian Head. Another place near Duck Creek is Cascade Falls. It's actually just southeast a little bit from Navajo Lake. And then of course, here's Duck Creek Village. It's just going to be to the east of Duck Creek Village. So I just jumped into some of the images here so that you can take a quick peek of Cascade Falls. You can find this on Google Maps, but it's just really close, very stunning, definitely a place that you are going to want to see. Look at these views, it's breathtaking. Strawberry Point is another location very close to Duck Creek. If we zoom in here, Strawberry Point is down here in the bottom left corner. Duck Creek is just right north of it. Strawberry Point is a beautiful, beautiful lookout. And we'll take a look at some of these images here so that you can see. You are just getting stunning images of the canyon. We'll take side-by-sides out the Strawberry Point trailhead, and you can get all the way up in here, whether it's side-by-side, four-wheeler, dirt bike, again, whatever it is you choose. And there's a little walking path here so that you can go out to the lookout. There's a bathroom up here so that you can see it, but really just, again, the pictures don't do this justice, just beautiful, beautiful views. So this is the lookout I'm kind of talking about there. Really, again, just so stunning. The other place we like to visit when we are staying up in Creek is the Mammoth Cave. The Mammoth Caves is just northeast a little bit from Duck Creek Village. Not very far drive, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It's not bad at all. Again, you can get to this from a vehicle. Most of the time we're taking off-road vehicles to get there, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, dirt bikes, again, whatever you choose. And you can actually climb down in here and go through this Mammoth Cave, which is really pretty fun. The end, so this is where you're going to climb down in, but when you actually come out, it's a small little hole that you climb out of. And I'm going to be honest, I get kind of anxious and claustrophobic in a small little hole, so I'll walk the whole cave with my family and let them slide out the muddy hole, and then I just turn around and go back because I don't love that feeling. And maybe it's not as small as I am saying it is, but again, I don't love it. So I just turn around and go back, and it is much cooler in there, so you will want a light jacket even if it's the middle of summer. The cave is cool. It gets a little bit cold in there, and it is pitch black, so make sure you have a good light. There is rock down on the bottom, and so it'll be a little bit damp, but again, just a wonderful place to go through there. I could go through it every day and still probably not get sick of it. So you can see Duck Creek has a lot of amazing things to offer. So much beauty, so many activities to do. Oh, there's one more that I almost forgot. If you continue on the 14, and you're heading out towards Strawberry Point, which is a subdivision, there is actually a place where you can do horse rides. So another great opportunity up there that really just makes it a great escape. Now, there are so many amazing things about Duck Creek. Of course, with every place comes a few cons, so you have to decide if this is something that you can deal with to have all of the amazingness here. The first con that I can think of is Duck Creek is beautiful. Many people want to go there. Although the cabins are spread out, people come for the trail riding and the side-by-sides. And so on those holiday weekends, 4th of July is a big one, Labor Day is a big one, Memorial Day weekend is a big one. You are going to get a lot more congestion. And so it can get a little busy. And on those trails, it can get a little bit dangerous if you don't know how to ride them properly, or if you have children that aren't looking out for their surroundings. And here's why. If it has been dry, then a lot of dust picks up from all the trail riding that's happening on those weekends. And so it can get a little bit dangerous. So that is kind of a big con, but I wanted to bring it up there because that's one of the things that you want to make sure you take note of. Make sure that you know the laws for the recreational vehicles, you're staying on the trails, and that everyone operating them knows how to use them properly. So there will be a lot more congestion on those holiday weekends. Another thing that I would have to say is you are going to have limited contractors that will come up on the mountain. There are some great handymen up there, some great contractors on the mountain, but they're busy because there's not that many right in Duck Creek. So if you can't get one of them to help you out, you will be hiring from Cedar City, and it's going to cost more on the mountain. So if you're looking to buy land and build a cabin, just plan on it costing more to build a cabin or a home on the mountain than it would, say, down in Cedar City, because you're hauling up trucks for concrete and you're hauling up people to come excavate, or electricians or plumbers or whatever it be. You are looking at a higher price to build on the mountain. Now, I also wanted to note the weather. People come for the weather. They come for beautiful, cool summers and snow in the winter. However, if you aren't prepared for that, that could be something that could ruin your trip. So this last winter, we got a lot of snow up at Duck Creek, and snow that started to pile up and pile up and pile up on roofs. Well, some of those roofs that were more flat and didn't quite have a good enough incline where the snow sat and people weren't getting to those cabins, that caused a couple of roofs to collapse. So make sure that you're going in and you're purchasing a cabin or building a cabin that can take that. And if it is getting built up, maybe have the snow moved down. So kind of a big thing, but I wanted to note it so that you can think about it. Now, the other con here is if you are coming up to Duck Creek and you are planning on using this cabin in the winter, not all of the areas in Duck Creek are going to have year-round access. They will have seasonal access, meaning that the roads are not maintained by the county or the subdivision. So if you are planning on using your cabin in the winter, you are going to want to make sure that you have year-round access, meaning the county or the subdivision is coming in and they are paving the roads on a regular basis so that you can get there. Now you also want to take note that they are paving the roads. They are not paving your personal driveway. So you will want to add that cost on if you purchase a home here, vacation home, nightly rental, whatever it is. You want to make sure that you add on the cost to have your driveway plowed when the roads are plowed, because that is your personal space. You need to take care of it. So that's kind of a big one, making sure that you have that year-round access if you desire it. You might not care. You might not want the snow. You might just want to escape the heat in the summer. And the other thing that I want to know is not all of the areas in Duck Creek allow nightly rentals. There are some subdivisions that don't allow it. Swains Creek is one of them. If you purchase a property in Swains Creek, it's a beautiful area. The homes are beautiful in there. So I can imagine anyone would want to live in there. But if you are planning on using your vacation home as a short-term rental as well, you cannot do that in Swains Creek. So that's something that I wanted to bring up also so that you have all of the information. Again, there are a few other places. If you're coming in to look, we can definitely check into that. So now Duck Creek does encompass a lot of area, northeast, southwest of Duck Creek Village. Some areas are going to be on county water, and the county is Kane County. So they will use Kane County water. You could also potentially be on Garcane Energy. However, most of the time you are using a septic tank. You're really going to want to look into the area that you are in. And then as far as internet goes, there are some internet providers up there. I personally would probably go with Starlink. There are a lot of people on the mountain that are moving over to Starlink, so that's what I would probably do. But of course, I would always recommend looking into all of them and seeing what's going to be best for your specific location and needs. Now, as far as home prices, age, what you're going to get there, you could get anything from $200,000 that's older, one bedroom, one bath, up to huge luxury cabin up into the millions. So there is a huge variety in there, and all of them just fit in perfectly amongst the trees. So you could really go any direction you want to go. Same thing with lots. You are going to find some that are on the lower end in price and some that are on the higher end in price. It's going to be dependent on, does it have year-round access? Does it have access to the county water, to the power? Is everything going to be off-grid? So we can look at that if you decide Duck Creek is the place for you, but I want you to understand there is a lot of variety here and options really for everyone. And when I say that, I mean everyone. There are actually a lot of camping locations up here as well. So if you're somebody that wants to experience Duck Creek and you know you can't build a home up here and you prefer the camping over renting a short-term rental, there are definitely a lot of campsites up here as well. Now, I know I went over a lot. Of course, we never get everything that we want in these videos because all of our circumstances are different and different questions arise. So if you decide that you like Duck Creek, or maybe you want to explore some other options here in Southern Utah, once again, my name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group. I would love it if you would reach out. I promise you I will respond. That's why I do this. So don't be shocked when I answer your text or your phone call or your email. I'm going to respond. All right. Until next time, have a wonderful day.